Hello there campers, my name is Paul Hughes, I am the Lord of Leisure, and welcome once again to a Not My Front Room episode, a show where it happens every so often where I wander around somewhere that isn't my front room and waffle on for a few minutes. It's basically a video log about shit that's been going on and all the rest of it, and today I am at Canary Wharf, or rather Crossrail Place. You see, this bloody great big place that they're building for Crossrail, where eventually lots more public transport and everything else will be going through Canary Wharf and also across London. And apparently also there is a very lovely cinema with sofas and table service and everything else. That's where I've come from today, because I have watched Ghost in the Shell, which recently came out. I never watched the original Ghost in the Shell. I was never a fan of anime or otherwise. So going into this, I was completely blind in terms of what would actually happen. Stars Scarlett Johansson, and apparently there was some whitewashing scandal or whatever. I don't care. I just want to know if it's a good film or not. So turned up here at the Everyman Cinema, which is based in the giant weird thingy, and snap verdict was it was okay, which is probably going to piss off a lot of people that are huge fans of Ghost in the Shell anyway. But no, from my perspective, it was okay. There were bits that were just looked absolutely fucking amazing, absolutely, and the music reminded me of both Mass Effect and a little hint of Blade Runner. In fact, there's a hell of a lot that reminds you of Blade Runner in this, possibly far more than the Blade Runner sequel that's due to come out at some point. But Scarlett Johansson was at times boring, which is kind of odd because obviously with the Japanese influence over all this and everything else, and the fact she was wearing a flesh color suit thing, which means at times it just looked like she was in the naughty nude. Yes, she was in the naughty nude, and she was kicking ass, chewing bubblegum at times, but then other times she was just like, maybe you should have built me better. I don't know how I feel. You know, it's a very strange thing, because they try and say she's human, and yet she's a robot, and so forth, and yet most of the time, she doesn't really act human at all. Maybe it's conditioning or otherwise, because there are a few bits where she actually shows some humanity throughout, and even the story, the way it goes, it starts out, oh shit, this happened, and then, oh, but there's lies, treachery, and deceit afoot. I'm not going to spoil it, but suffice to say, did it work well on the big screen? Sort of, for the landscape bits where again it was like the Blade Runner style-y situation, and a couple of the characters, especially the boss of what they call the police Section 9, it seems, he started to be very interesting, especially when he pulls out a 6-shooter and you know shit's gonna go down. But not much. You know, I kind of want to know more about his backstory than anything else. And also the guy who eventually, I know, a wee bit of spoilers, I guess, but eventually, he's Scarlett Johansson's friend and, likes dogs and stuff. I kind of just want to have a nice chat with him over a nice cup of tea and what have you. But the rest of it, it was alright. So probably a mini-mare will come up at some point with those. Now, that leads me on to other stuff. I have basically been missing for a little while. I mean, I've been doing some stuff on Photoshop and travelling here, there and everywhere to certain places for various lies, treachery and deceit, but I haven't really been doing a huge amount at home since doing the kitchen stuff, and also I've yet to even show anyone the kitchen in real regards. So I will do a video eventually on that. But I have to be honest, I've been sort of just doing my own stuff. I haven't really live streamed a huge amount. I mean, I did Mass Effect Andromeda, and that was sort of starting out so yeah, at some point, again, as I keep saying a lot of the times, I will get on and do various things on the site and probably try and save some cash, because I'm pretty much tapped out for the next month or so, which is a bit rubbish. But that just means I'll be loitering around a bit more with all sorts of goodliness on things. In terms of how I am myself, definitely dopey and sleepy, and probably two others of the Seven Dwarves as well. Now, most recently, again, I've just been sort of lethargic, struggling to get out of bed and things like that. It's you know, I don't know if it is these builds that I'm on that are ostensibly causing that, or if there's just additional meh. But it's a process, and sooner or later have another few trips lined up, and hopefully a couple of films that I do want to see in April is Fast and Furious 8, The Fate and the Furious, because Jason Statham and The Rock is going to go against Dominic Toretto because of reasons. I have no idea, but who fucking cares? It's just going to be awesome, and I don't care if they're shit films or not. The Fast and the Furious franchise is basically, it's crack cocaine to me. Absolutely love it, even with the ridiculousness that happens in it. You know, especially in Fast and Furious 6, where the runway at the end seems to go on for at least 30 minutes, where the plane's attempting to take off, or maybe hours, I don't know, but they seem to have the world's longest runway in that film. But hey, you know, that's that. And at the end of the month, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Really looking forward to that one. Really am. So hopefully some mini-mares on those, and also catching up with various things. But, you know, right now, I think that's the end of this Not My Front Room. I'm sorry I haven't really shown an awful lot of the area. I mean, frankly, gorgeous day, so I might just take a lovely little walk, have some lunch at the Big Easy up there, because apparently they have all sorts of dirty meat, and I'm in the mood for dirty meat. And campers, take it easy, and I will speak to you all very soon. But until then, as usual, bye!